What started as a question that was more local to Vermont, I think is going to be taken a little bit more nationwide-ish. Okay? Let's talk about new mountain upgrades for the 2021 season and why they may or may not be happening, not just in Vermont, but across the country on the Ski Rex Media podcast. Tim from Ski Rex Media once again. And I have to tell you, I hope this episode comes out well. As you can see, I'm back inside. For those who watched the video version, I'm back inside this week because outside it is raining. It is still raining. It was raining yesterday. The outside studio, the outside HQ, the backyard, is kind of covered in wet and more wet. I think there's actually an inch of water in one place. Don't know what that is. I'm going to have to take a look at that after the rain stops. So we're back inside for the week. And this week we're going to talk about the upgrading projects. The projects mountains are going to do for maintenance, upgrades, updates, new stuff for the coming 2021 season. Now I hope I do it justice because I'm already not batting 1,000. I'm not even batting 500 for today. Let me tell you, I put up a couple of articles today. It's Monday night, the 30th. And it's Monday evening, and I put up a couple different things, written posts on skirexmedia.com. Don't forget to visit that. And one of them was about a video I saw on YouTube that got posted today, yesterday, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, whatever it was. And it was just a young lady giving her opinion on the difference between North American and European snowboarding. And I even commented on her video, and she answered. Very nice lady, nice young woman. She says, because I said it felt really generalized about North American skiing. And she asked how much more specific could she be, and luckily I had some time to think about it because I had written my piece, a little quick review of her video, and I realized in the end I didn't have the point I thought I did. I wasn't just wrong, I straight up biffed, and you know me, I don't mind admitting being wrong or biffing. You know, I say embrace it, you know me. So I'm already down. I should be benched probably. I should not even be tackling this subject tonight. But I'm going to try it anyway. Also, if this happens to get seen by that nice young woman whose channel I can't remember off the top of my head again, I'm just completely biffing today. I'm just a mess today, it would seem. If she happens to see this, you know, no hard feelings. There was no animosity, no malicious intent. I just fucked up. Plain and simple. Thought I had a point. Don't think I have a point anymore. So it really doesn't matter. So check that out. You know, it's out there. You can see it. Maybe I'll even put the link down there if you want to see it from here. So there you go. I don't know how well I'm going to do with this topic, but let's take a swing at it anyway. So as I said in the intro, and just a minute ago, updates, upgrades, what's going on? Snowcat from Twitter, one of the Twitter fans, Ski Rex Media fans, he's helped out with questions and queries and ideas and things he'd like to see on the podcast and or hear on the podcast, as the case may be, whatever he decides to do on that day. And he asked, what kind of, what can we expect for mountain updates, mountain upgrades? What's going to be new for the Vermont mountains? So I needed to do some research on this. I really did. I had to look around. And I actually emailed all the mountains in Vermont to say, hey, what kind of projects do you have going on or going to be having going on for this coming year? And then I followed up with a second question, but I'll get to the second question in a second. So I asked them all. Now, some of them I knew offhand had a couple things. Killington's new lodge, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, again, like I said, I'm not having the best day today when it comes to remembering things and getting my thoughts straight. Killington has their new lodge was going to open for this season. Magic Mountain's new lift should be ready for this season. There's, and then there's rumors and hearsay and a couple different things about other projects around the state. I emailed all the mountains to get specifics, as I said, and not all of them answered as of yet. And I did that at the end of the week last week. It's Monday now, not everybody answered, but that's okay. I totally get it. Number one, Ski Rex Media, very small. I'm sure they have to deal with questions from other media outlets that are a bit more professional, a bit more, they've been doing it, a bit more experienced, things like this. And so I don't mind. Plus, a lot of these people, a lot of the media contacts are working from home at best. That's at best, if they're even working at all. Some of them aren't working at all because COVID-19. And that brought me to my second question that I asked them. How will the outbreak affect these new projects for the 20 and 21 season? And for the ones who did answer, and again, I thank you very much for those who did. I'm not going to single them out. They know who they are. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I can't remember offhand who actually answered. Yes, I can. Sugar Bush answered right away. Who else? I can't remember. Dude, I am just shot out today, and I should have wrote this down and took notes. Anyway, it was only a couple of heads who answered that were able to give an answer, and then there were a bunch that had the auto response that says, hey, it's COVID-19, I don't work from home, I'm not in the office, and I have no idea when I'm going to get back there. So like I said, not getting answers is okay, but from the answers I did get, it can actually go, today's topic can actually go beyond the state of Vermont. Yes, I know I'm taking forever to get to the point, but I'm going to get there. You see, right now, with COVID-19 and, the coronavirus or a coronavirus, I should say, is more accurate, we have shutdowns. There's no open ski areas, and backcountry is closed down as well. Even Tuckerman Ravine over there in Huntington Ravine, they don't want nobody going up there either. They don't want anybody going up there either. Let's try and speak correctly here. What do you say? So we might have to wait on a few projects. Now, COVID-19 has got everybody shut down. That includes construction workers. That includes lift technicians. That includes mechanics. That includes, all kinds of different people. And that's going to put everybody behind. It's going to put everybody behind by a lot. If everybody is not working for what could be a month and a half or 2 months, then that's 2 months behind. Plus, then decisions have to be made. What needs to get done right now and what can wait? So are we going to get new projects? And again, I don't have specific answers. I do have a couple of things, but what it really comes down to for the state of Vermont is all projects are put on hold because everything's put on hold. And everything across the country, if they had a project, likely it's put on hold. Let's talk about the Boyne Resorts projects out there in New Hampshire and Maine. Like Loon was getting that new 8-pack chair, and there are other two mountains. What is it? Sugarloaf and what's the third one? Damn, I suck today, dude. In any case, you know what I'm talking about. They have their 2030 projects, over the next 10 years, and a couple of them were going to be completed recently. But now, are they going to be able to be completed or even started? So for the ones that are already started, they're probably just going to sit and unfinished, and obviously anything that was going to be started can't be. And the most obvious reason for that, and I'm sure the ski resorts across the country would agree, is that there's nobody working right now, and then nobody can work. So nothing can, if there's nobody to build it, it can't be built. If you build it, they will come. That's 100% correct, but there has to be someone there to build it. The other issue is going to be paying for these things. Now, I'm not one of their accountants. I'm not one of their business people. I have had a very informal business education, like I've said before. But these mountains, some of them stand to lose, and some of the corporations, not just the individual mountains, but the corporations stand to lose a good deal of money. I think Vail said between $180, $200 million. That's a lot of money, and it can hurt their bottom line, and they may have to recoup some of that cost. And some of that might be having to might come from some of that money. They might make some money back on letting some of these projects go. And again, that brings me back around to the Boyne Resorts Boyne Resorts projects up here in New England, where they might have to take their 2030 project and push it back to 2031, 2032. Again, that's not official. I'm just saying, I'm throwing out theories for you here. And when it comes to upgrades, some of these upgrades might have to wait to kind of make some of that money back, because these corporations, they make a ton of money. Absolutely, there's no doubt in that. But 180 million to $200 million loss for Vail, that's a good chunk of money too. And like other things, we have Big Snow America. This is their first season. They were building that mall for 15 years and going through owners and different people and whatever. And they finally get the Big Snow America open, only to have to close it. We're not going to get to see what it's going to do in the spring until we don't know when it's going to open. So if they had anything else they wanted to do with that indoor hill, they're going to have to wait because nobody saw this coming. And granted, there are I'm sure these mountains have insurance or something similar to. I'm sure they have other contingencies in place. That's their job. They know their job. They know their business. I'm sure that's what they have going on. But is it enough? And it may be, it may be not. And again, one of the ways to do it is to let some of these projects go. If you have good enough lifts that are getting you up, up the hill to get hold capacity enough, then let it go. And that'll save you $1 million or $2 million or $10 million. Parking lots, parking in some places is a really big deal. The best they can do is, push the bus use because they can't afford to put in a parking lot, this year expand a parking lot, put in a new parking lot, maintain or repair or, rebuild a parking lot that they have. It really can't, they might not be able to do it because of the big losses. Again, due to closing too early, due to COVID-19. So that's one of the ways that they could make some of their money back is by letting projects go. Will it work? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But it does make you wonder. It makes me wonder how big of a hit the ski industry took because of this and closing down early. And I like to think that, if they can get through, just get through this, get into the next season, push the projects back that one has to push back, and then move on from there. At least I really hope they can move on from there. Again, hundreds of millions of dollars for the big corporations. Not as much, but again, if you're a smaller mountain, losing $100,000 is a lot. Losing $50,000 is a lot. Small indie hills that run co-op businesses or co-op business type plans or nonprofits, they lose 20 grand and it's a big hit. Will the ski industry move on? Now, obviously it will. Again, these guys are professionals. They make a lot of money every day. They know how to keep it. They know how to use it. They know how to spend it. So they're going to, they're going to make the adjustments that they have to make. And like I said, this was supposed to, pertain to the projects. So to finish up that point, obviously, a new lift might get finished. Then again, it might not. A new lodge may get finished. It might get not. Groundbreaking on a new lodge or a new parking lot or something similar may or may not get started. Getting, if a mountain wanted to put in an RFID system, they need the techs to come in and put that stuff in. And they're not available right now because they have to stay home. So to the question of what are the upgrades and updates coming to the mountains in Vermont and indeed across the country, who knows? The mountains don't even know. And that was actually my point about the media contacts that I have had some answers from, that they don't know either because they have so much going on with this whole coronavirus outbreak that they don't know what they're going to do next right now. They have to wait and get to the end. Then they have to see where they landed, and then they have to make decisions and adjustments accordingly. So I hope that answers that part of it. Like I said, I hope it doesn't take too big of a hit to the ski industry. I hope a lot of the little guys don't get whacked out too bad. Ski Blandford in Massachusetts closed down for good. Owned also by Ski Butternut, Sister Mountain, and down there in Massachusetts, just west of Springfield, Ski Blandford, and they had to close down. Financial issues, but let me tell you, this isn't going to help. This wouldn't help having to close down and keep everybody quarantined. Now, on the bright side, it does give everybody a chance to think, the people who need to make the decisions, everything's closed down. So now all they have to do is figure out what's going to stay closed. But again, that's not really a bright side. I think I spoke too soon on that, which is pretty common for me today. It's pretty common in my life, actually. Pretty common for me today. But, you know, it's not really a bright side, but if they can use the time where the rest of the business is shut down and maybe save a little from that, because there are ways, if you're not operating, your expenses aren't as high. So, you know, there, I don't know if that was taken, I'm sure it was taken into account when, you know, certain corporations and mountains were, you know, giving their projected losses for the year. You know, I'm sure that was taken into account. That, you know, right now their operating costs are probably at the lowest they could possibly ever have. But, you know, low operating costs is a good thing, but when you're putting out money and not bringing any back in, obviously it's not a good thing. You're running red. And running red is not something that anybody can do for long, whether it's business figuratively or the very literal running in the red is in the little red area on your tachometer in your car. So I hope it didn't hit the ski industry. It's going to hit them hard. You know, and again, if this would have happened in the summertime, it would have still been a big deal, but not as big a deal. It still would have been a big deal because obviously, you know, these mountains run summer activities as well. They're open in the summer for different things, you know, running lifts for mountain bikes and hiking, and they got hiking and some of their amenities and disc golf and all kinds of other stuff. But you would have seen the same issue just flip-flop to the Southern Hemisphere. And again, for my friends down in Australia, New Zealand, South America, South Africa, all those places, they have to now make decisions on what they can do. They might not get to open on time, where the Northern Hemisphere had to shut down really early. The Southern Hemisphere might have to open late, dependent upon the outbreak and how it goes. And again, if they're not bringing in the money, any projects they had might have to go, or they might be able to rush them now. If you know, it's not snowing there in those places yet, to my knowledge, and maybe it has. I haven't been watching down there yet. I wasn't expecting to have to yet. But if they are, if they can get some of their projects going and get them done, even if they can't get open on time, at least they'll be done. But they're under lockdown and stuff too. So, and I don't know the severity of it down there. You know, I've been very, you know, paying attention to the home field here, you know, as we all have. Not all of us. Obviously, I know there's people who have seen and listened to from Canada. They're watching their home field. We're Americans. We're watching our home field. The Aussies are watching theirs. You know, Asian countries, European countries, African, South American, whatever it may be, they're all watching their own home fields very closely. And you try to keep up with what's going on elsewhere in the world, but I've biffed on that too. I don't know what's going on. In any case, other mountains that are opening in what would be our off season might open late, and because they're on lockdowns too, they might not get anything done either. I think the year 2021, you're not going to see a lot of new stuff, and you might see, and that includes even small things. Like, you know, I was talking about lifts, and I'm talking about, you know, new lodges, new parking lots. This includes carpeting, man. Like, you know how carpeting can get after a couple of years in a ski lodge. It's just wet and stomped on, so it's all stomped flat and shot out and smells disgusting. And no matter how much you clean it, how well you try to dry it, eventually it's going to kick the shit out of that carpet, and that's going to have to be replaced too. But that might not get replaced either. But you know what? The smell of a ski lodge is a wonderful thing. I don't know if you enjoy it. I do. I love the old ski lodges. I think that's mostly the wood, no, not the molded up carpet. But, so projects, you know, even though I've been kind of rambling and ranting to this, projects may have to wait. So Snowcat, that might answer your question. We don't know what to look forward to this year. We don't know what's going to get done. We don't know what's going to get started. We don't know what's going to get finished. We don't know anything about that yet because the mountains don't know anything about that yet because they had their plans, but coronavirus done kicked the shit out of those plans. They're done. They're gone. We don't know. So that's that. But you know what? I think we could talk about something. Let's go out on a positive note. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about virtual après ski. Now, this is a bit, I don't know Who actually started it? The first person, I don't know if it's been done anywhere else. The first place I've seen this now is Ski Rex Media superfan and hype man Tech Rob on Twitter, and also the newest member of the Patreon, the Ski Rex Media Patreon page. You can check that out too. That's down in the description, both audio and video versions. He started doing virtual après ski, and it's been going a couple nights running. It went through the weekend. I don't know if it's going to happen midweek, but check this out if you have hashtag virtual après, and it's just talking skiing, talking shit, throwing up pictures. People are busting out their gear. We all did it. We had hats and helmets and goggles and face masks and all kinds of crazy, like, we were busting the gear out of storage and just ripping it up, and people are getting out and toasting, doing selfies, toasting with the beers. I saw a switchback come up, a few other micros, I think. All kinds of stuff, man. I'd be doing water and root beers myself, but you know that. To you. So check that out, because that's a way to stay happy. Let's have fun when we can. Let's have fun. Let's do what we can to have some fun. I was looking for a way to adapt a bit to Ski Rex Media. I was like, what can we do with that? I was thinking about going live on like YouTube or something, and just having some, get that dance music, that opera dance music. We've all seen the video, the guy with the snow turntables. He draws them out, and he had a fog machine going, some dude hitting the vape and blowing it out. This could be really goofy and stupid, but kind of a fun bit. And everybody was having fun, just talking, chatting, having a good time, having beers, virtual après party. I was thinking about going live on YouTube and just bumping tunes and just talking on camera and letting people talk to me the best they can. I've never done it before, so it's going to be really amateurish. It's going to suck if I decide to do it. Now, it's Monday. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to go soon. I'm going to go on Friday. So you will have heard about it probably before you see or hear this, which is fine. Maybe I'll do it, maybe I won't. I don't know. My equipment is not quite up to the task, but that doesn't mean I can't get it done. Can do something. So we'll see about that. I'm still working on hardware issues for other things. Like, I want to get people talking on the podcast. And the last 2 times I've tried that, we have the Lost episode that no one's ever seen. And that's because, you could watch it all you want. I could put it up, but your ears will be bleeding before it's over. That was all audio issues. And then the second time I kind of got it to work, but there was just skips, and you could tell that somebody didn't have the best internet connection. I don't know if it was them or me. I don't know what the issue was, but it didn't come out right. So I'm still working on that. It might be I could just do a regular phone call, and I know that, but I kind of want to try and do something cool. So I haven't exhausted everything yet, but that's what I want to do. In any case, this isn't going to... Now, my podcast videos, they don't look bad. But any camera that I use for this, I can't use as a webcam. I just don't have the stuff to do it. So the webcam that I do have kind of sucks. And it would also be about this much closer to my face. The microphone and the camera right now are good 3.5, 4 feet away. The camera on my computer would be 2 feet away. So I don't know. Maybe that'll work. Maybe that won't. Maybe we'll do something, because I want you guys to have fun. The season got cut short and people are disappointed. Not angry, not upset, just disappointed, because this is what we do or have done, and we're ready. Like, people have been making it a point to note that they would still be skiing, depending on where they are. Obviously, out west, you'd still be going, no issue. Here in the east, things still have snow. I've gone out for lonely zombie apocalypse-like drives out there. There's nobody out there. Social distancing, because I'm not getting out of my car, and I've driven around, and there's snow up in those hills. I've seen it, but we can't use it. You can a little, no, don't do it. Like I said, backcountry closed down out in the west. It's starting to close down here in the east. With avalanche issues and other backcountry dangers, plus everybody's been flooding. 400 people at Tuckerman Ravine on Saturday. Can you believe that? And half of them were from out of state. Can you believe that? With all the orders and all the, stay at home, quarantine, please don't, social distancing, please don't gather in big numbers, and 400 people show up. Can you believe that? That's a lot of people, man, for that area. I mean, that's, if you go out there, that's small towns in New Hampshire out there, man. 400 people, that's ridiculous. No, they weren't ready for that. And that's actually part of their point, because it's not just the social distancing issue anymore. Like I've said the last couple weeks, we thought we had it knocked, us outdoor sports fans and our skiing fans and snowboarding fans. We go out in the backcountry or out in the woods on the trails, we're all alone. But the thing is, we're not alone now. Everybody's going out there. So it's kind of shot out, and, EMS just doesn't have the time to deal with, COVID-19 issues in town and then send rescuers out to pick people off the mountain if they get hurt. So that's just the two sides right there. One is gatherings that are spreading a disease, and two, because of the spread of disease, police and fire and rescue don't have time to go out and help anybody. So don't go out to your backcountry areas. Even if you think it's the most secret spot in the world, you'll be alone. You won't be alone, guaranteed, and you might get hurt, and you might end up dying in a case where you wouldn't otherwise, because someone could come get you. So that's a tip from Ski Rex Media. I know a lot of other people have been saying it too. Don't go out there. Stay home, and then stay close to home if you want to go outside and get fresh air. Like I said, it's raining. I didn't go outside. I wimped out on that one. Plus, I can't go film outside because I'd be filming in an inch of water, and that's not fun for anybody. So virtual opera was the point, and we can't get out there and get the real thing and then get the real party after. Let's have a virtual party. People have been doing it. People have been embracing our technology all over the place, having these get-togethers, whether it be playing board games or card games or Cards Against Humanity is all over the place, and whatever. If I had a skiing card game, I'd be like, let's hook up the cameras and get it done. But my point was, in the beginning, and I'll wrap this up after this, is that I might be doing a virtual opera get-together online live from Ski Rex Media HQ on the YouTube, maybe sit for an hour and talk to people and see who shows up. In the end, it's probably just going to be me and Rob and maybe the Alba family and Snowcat and maybe Lance if he isn't busy, and that's going to be probably about it. But you know what? 5 people can still be a party. 5 people can be a party, and you can have an adventure just by crossing your backyard, which is exactly what you should be doing during the COVID-19. So let's summarize. Virtual opera was the second topic, and the first one was your local mountains probably aren't getting new upgrades and updates this year because they have to backtrack because of the COVID-19 outbreak and having to close early and not being able to work even after they're closed. Who knows what construction workers, lift technicians, mechanics, carpeting people, paint people, parking lot builders, whatever you have, they can't work. So there you go. I hope that answered your question. I hope it answered questions you didn't ask. I hope it was entertaining, and I hope you had fun, and I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're able to not go completely batshit stir-crazy, cabin fever-ish. You can watch the movie Cabin Fever if you're stuck inside. That's a good one. The first one. I like the first one. Stay home, wash your hands, and watch ski movies, and just do other things, arts and crafts, whatever it takes, okay? Stay safe, everybody. This is going to blow over soon. We're almost done. I know, what was it? On the news, the Trump administration, President Trump signed, or said something, I can't even remember now, about, keeping all the guidelines in place for another month. We can make another month, and like I said, you can tune in here, Ski Rex Media. I'll try and help keep you entertained for as long as I can. So be safe, be well. Please like and follow me everywhere you can. That way I know I'm doing something right. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Patreon, up to 3 Patreon patrons and followers. Let's see if we can get that to 4, 5, 6, and 10,000 would be nice. Starts at $1, but you can put in as much as you want. And I keep doing content anyway. I don't really have anything behind the paywall. All the content comes out. It's just extra little bonus things. So check that out if you can. Ski Rex Media merch, that was going out like wildfire for a little bit there. Let's keep that going. I got a few new designs I think I might put up. I got a couple things I want to do. And we'll spread the Ski Rex Media name and image and likeness and everything out there as best we can. I am Tim from Ski Rex Media, your humble host and Z-list celebrity servant. I will see you out there as soon as we can all go outside and hang out, even if that's next season. All right, take it easy, everybody. Later.